What would happen if you used rice water on your hair for 2 weeks? This is actually one of those ancient secrets that have been used in Asia for hundreds of years. I'm going to show you the biggest mistake that people make when they do this, as well as the exact way of how to do this to maximize your results. Making your hair stronger, your scalp is going to be much healthier. Big question is, how can the water from rice do anything really? You're not actually eating the rice and you're not even drinking the water. If you look this up, there's several ways to do this. Some people will take a cup of rice in 2 cups of water and they'll mix it together and then they'll let it sit for a couple hours. They'll strain off the rice and then use that rice water on their hair. That's really not going to do anything. There's a way to make this rice water that you can turn that into a probiotic. What's interesting is you're not actually adding any microbes at all. The microbes are already on the rice. The microbes are actually in the air. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create this probiotic liquid, which is going to be made over a period of time of 48 hours, where these microbes are going to eat the starch from the rice and they're going to reproduce at a massive level. And you're going to use that probiotic with all the additional byproducts that are created on your hair and your scalp. A lot of great things occur from fermentation. Of course, you have yogurt, kefir, cheese. All these wonderful things occur when you ferment them. Let's first talk about what is in this rice water that's so good for your hair and your scalp. Rice normally has a lot of B vitamins, and B vitamins are essential for the hair. There's amino acids in this solution as well. One of the interesting byproducts of fermentation is called Pitera. A lot of people use Pitera on their skin. Pitera is the antidote to dull hair because it's going to make your hair look really bright, shiny, healthy. If you had dandruff, for example, or itchiness, or some type of imbalance in the microbiome on your surface of your skin, that's going to be greatly improved. As soon as you start sterilizing it or putting shampoos that actually kill the microbiome in your scalp, then you get an overgrowth of unfriendly yeast. And that's why it takes a friendly yeast to help put that back in check. And there's another really important thing in this liquid, and it's called lactic acid that comes from lactic acid bacteria. And I know people are like, oh, the body should be alkaline and anything that's acidic is unhealthy. No, not when we're dealing with hair in your skin. We need your skin and hair to be on the acid side. And lactic acid is an acid that will help the skin and hair and decrease that dullness and frizzy hair that you may have. And there's other nutrients in this liquid too, like magnesium and selenium, for example. This liquid also increases something called nitric oxide, which can actually help bring oxygen to the root of the hair. Overall, it can do a lot for your hair, your scalp, and your skin if you want to put it on your skin as well. Let me now show you how to make it. So simply add 2 cups of that rice in a bowl, add 4 cups of water. And I recommend taking your hand and massaging it a little bit, just so you can clean out any dirt or excess starch. Then you're going to drain the water. So what's left in the bowl is 2 cups of this wet rice. At this point, add 2 more cups of fresh water. Mix it up a little bit and let it sit at room temperature for 2 hours. You're going to drain out the fluid into the glass jar. Cover the jar lightly, that way it has a chance to breathe. And what's happening is the yeast and bacteria from the air and on the rice is starting to eat some of that carbohydrate in that rice water. And they're eating it and they're giving all these amazing byproducts, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. When you're fermenting a solution, you can ferment it for 24 hours and still get some benefit. You'll have a lot of the bacteria that's growing in there. And then in the second 24 hours, you're going to have more of the benefits from the yeast and their byproducts, which are really going to help your scalp and your skin, as well as the hair. But here's the thing. You could continue to ferment this for a much longer. You can go a week. Some people even go for a month. You may notice that it starts to give some smell or odor that you might not like. And that has to do with some of the overgrowth that can occur in that mixture. You really don't need to go past 48 hours. But if you do, it will still help you. You just might want to add some spearmint essential oils or something to offset the smell. Then at 48 hours, you can take the cheesecloth or paper towel off the top, screw the lid on it, and then put it in the refrigerator so it can then be preserved for a longer period of time. The colder temperature will slow down the bacterial growth. Then you're going to leave it on your hair for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, rinse out your hair, and then you can dry it and you're good to go. I would recommend doing it twice a week. Let's say, for example, you're doing it twice a week for 2 weeks. You're going to need roughly about 4 cups of this material. Then you have enough for 4 applications over the next 2 weeks. This is a great solution to help repair your hair, to put the microbes back into the hair. And like I said before, you can also apply some of this on your face, okay, with a little cotton swab. Apply it to the face, wait 20 minutes, and then rinse it out. Go ahead and try this. I think you're going to be highly impressed. And then please comment down below and tell me how it worked for you. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.